So tell us a little bit about what the National Association for Armenian Studies and Research actually is.
Actually, the National Association for Armenian Studies and Research, NASAR, this association was established in the mid-1950s at a time when there was no such thing as Armenian studies in any kind of permanent sense in American universities. There were no permanent programs in Armenian studies in any American university. So the people who started this organization decided they wanted to do something about that, and the first thing they did was to establish this association in order to generate enough funds to create an endowed chair in Armenian studies at first Harvard University, which they succeeded in doing by 1959, and then subsequently at UCLA. In order to create, again, permanent programs in the subject in universities, and of course, since then, a number of other chairs have been created by other individuals and groups. And among the things that the organization does today, we have a very busy series of lectures and programs here in this building and in other places in the area, as well as in California and in other locations throughout the country. We have a research library here in the building that is available for scholars, researchers, anyone doing any kind of project, such as yourselves, could make use of it. We have a bookstore that we try to stock with all of the titles available in English on Armenian and related subjects, and we offer grants, research grants, to people doing work in Armenian studies as well. So those are some of the major activities we engage in.
That's awesome.
And we answer the phone sometimes when it rings, if we have to.
Okay, how many Armenians are there in the greater Boston area?
Well, there seems to be some dispute about this, but according to the census numbers, apparently there are close to maybe 30,000 in the greater Boston area at the present time. But this is based on who identifies themselves as Armenian Americans, not necessarily anything else.
Yeah.
And the question then is, of course, what is an Armenian American? Someone who has an Armenian name, or an Armenian grandparent, or who identifies himself or herself as an Armenian American. I don't have the answer to that.
Yeah. Is it an active community?
Yes, I would say it's a very active community. There are within a few miles here in Watertown, Belmont, Arlington, Cambridge, a number of Armenian churches, Armenian cultural organizations and educational organizations, including, but certainly not only this one. There's a museum and library in Watertown. There's the library here. There are schools. It's quite active. In fact, for the size of the population, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, we just check out the market.
Yeah,
We've never been to one.
Of course, there are the markets, yeah, which
So
are very active.
do you incorporate the community members into what you're doing with NASAR?
We do incorporate the community, and we are constantly trying to incorporate the community even more. We have, throughout most of the year, regular public events here, and they are very much open to the public, to anyone who wishes to attend. They don't have to be members of this association. Anybody, Armenian or non-Armenian, who wishes to attend can attend. I guess that's that, and our bookstore is probably the main methods we have for interacting with the public.
Cool. And what do you think it means to the members of the Boston community to be Armenian?
I think that's an extremely difficult question, and my feeling is that it really varies widely. That for some people, there's a book that we sell here, quite a good book called Armenian Americans from Being to Feeling Armenian. And I think there are a lot of people who being Armenian just means an intangible, maybe inexpressible feeling they have about who they are. And for others, it permeates more deeply into every aspect of their lives. They may speak the language, they may go to Armenian school, Armenian churches, be involved in Armenian organizations, but others are not. Others just sort of have an undefinable something that they feel it's important to retain, and for them that's their sense of Armenianness.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for doing this.
You're welcome.